Young emotion.
1960 was packed with surf guitar instrumentals, twist craze dance floor anthems, teen idol rock and roll, and lush pop rock ballads. But some of its biggest hits have slipped from a daily playlists, even though everyone knew them then.
Stick like glue, stick because I'm stuck on you.
Here are 10 forgotten hits from 1960 that once ruled the airwaves and deserve another listen. Number 10, Because They're Young by Duane Eddy. In the early months of 1960, lush studio arrangements and cinematic touches started to seep into pop and rock singles. Because They're Young. Because They're Young by Duane Eddy stands as a testament to this shift, fusing twangy guitar lines with orchestral flourishes. This track, produced by Lee Hazelwood, gained much of its initial exposure through its feature as the theme to a teen drama film released the same year. The song's signature reverb and wordless vocal hooks resonated enough to push it to number 4 on the charts, even as other instrumentals crowded airwaves. However, as rock grew increasingly vocal-driven and the surf craze took over, this track quietly retreated from regular rotation. Even so, its distinctive mood and masterful mix earned it a new wave of respect among guitar enthusiasts and in modern film syncs, proof that its cinematic soundscape still casts a shadow long after its chart peak. Number 9, Wild One by Bobby Rydell.
Wild one, I'll make you settle down.
Unlike many singles that dominated jukeboxes only locally, major label machinery helped Wild One by Bobby Rydell become ubiquitous nationwide through 1960.
Every perfect note of that was written for me. They're playing my song, gonna sing you.
Bursting with swagger and built for sock hop dance floors, was propelled to number 2 on the charts with the backing of Philadelphia's powerful Cameo Parkway Records.
Does my happy heart sing? Your love has given it wings.
Such infectious brass, driving backbeat, and layered handclaps made it instantly recognizable, at least for a time. Its mass appeal, boosted by TV variety show performances, failed to secure it lasting airplay in later decades. The single
Singing my songs.
faded as tastes shifted toward British invasion acts and harder-edged rock. But nostalgia acts and oldies DJs occasionally revive its energy.
We could sing of the glow of a star that I know of, where lovers enjoy peace of mind.
This track is a favorite among collectors, scouring for early 1960s pressings and those craving a taste of a brief but vibrant twist and shout epic.
Wild one, gonna get you yet, you bet.
Number 8, You're 16 by Johnny Burnett.
16, you're beautiful and you're mine.
Music publishing houses and professional songwriting duos ruled the charts in the 1960s, shaping hits for performers primed for pop stardom. The song You're 16 by Johnny Burnett, written by the Sherman Brothers, who later became famous for their Disney work, captured that polished hit-making formula.
You're my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met.
This track made its debut in 1960 and soared to number 8 on the charts, delivering a polished sound that became a teen anthem during its run. Time, however, wasn't kind. Shifting lyrical sensibilities and harder sounds soon overshadowed this lushly produced ballad.
We fell in love on the night we met. You touching my hand, my heart went pop.
It re-emerged briefly when covered by another act in a later decade. This single's original charm feels like a snapshot of a specific moment in music. This
when we kissed, we could not stop. You walked out of my dreams.
This record stands as a melodic reminder of the industry's golden age of songwriting, now finding its way into period piece soundtracks and retro playlists alike.
You're beautiful and you're mine.
Number 7, Alley Oop by Hollywood Argyles. Novelty tunes had a special way of grabbing attention in the early part of the decade, often launched by impromptu studio groupings.
Time ago.
Alley Oop by Hollywood Argyles originated as an offbeat studio one-off, assembled by producers Gary S. Paxton and Kim Fowley. This single made its chart impact by climbing to #1 on the charts, infused with playful storytelling and a raucous, almost thrown-together feel. Memorable as a summer radio sensation, the track nevertheless faded as novelty records waned in popularity over the course of the 1960s. Shifts to more earnest rock and soul left this record something of a time capsule, with newer generations discovering it via movie soundtracks or retro TV programs. For those who remember, this record encapsulates the daring whimsy producers brought to pop, before a studio joke became a chart-topping sensation. Number 6. Walk Don't Run by The Ventures. Independent labels were the launch pads for countless instrumentals, and Walk Don't Run by The Ventures is a masterclass in lean, infectious guitar work. This single debuted on a regional label before national demand catapulted it to #2 on the charts, establishing its creators as standard-bearers for surf-influenced instrumentals. The track's simple driving riff made it a rite of passage for amateur guitarists and mainstay in music shops, but changing tastes quickly nudged it off pop radio. While some caught glimpses of this single in commercials or cover versions, the relentless march of new styles reduced its mainstream visibility. Still, among musicians and crate diggers, its influence lingers, especially as a pivotal moment when surf instrumentals claimed the national spotlight. Let's take a quick pause before we hit the final 5. Which of these tracks brought a memory rushing back? Did one surprise you? Or have you been playing it for years without knowing who sang it? And what's your personal pick for the most overlooked hit of 1960? Number 5. Young Emotions by Ricky Nelson.
Young emotion.
Major television presence in the late 1950s and early 1960s played a key role in elevating teen heartthrobs to chart-topping status. Young Emotions by Ricky Nelson benefited from constant exposure on one of the era's most popular family sitcoms, helping push this song to #12 on the charts. The track's
A world full of doubt, but love works it out.
The track's blend of pop balladry and subtle rock stylings matched the soft-spoken image cultivated in weekly living rooms across America. While it briefly resonated with a generation of young fans, this record received less airplay as the decade wore on and musical revolutions unfolded.
Emotion.
Nevertheless, vintage playlists and television retrospectives continue to unearth the track's tender themes, ensuring it still delivers a touch of nostalgia for anyone who grew up watching or listening in that breakthrough year.
For though we're brave, sometimes we are so afraid.
Number 4. Stuck on You by Elvis Presley.
Gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you.
After a 2-year absence, the re-emergence of a major music icon in 1960 electrified the entertainment world.
Stuck on You.
Stuck on You by Elvis Presley marked the star's triumphant return from military service and was released almost immediately after his discharge. This single soared instantly to #1 on the charts, fusing rhythmic elements with a smooth pop arrangement that reasserted its creator's place in popular music. Despite such a high-profile comeback, the song slipped from everyday playlists as even bigger classics filled later retrospectives. Over time, this track found its way into commercials and greatest hits sets, drawing in listeners curious about the transitional phase between the rock and roll of the 1950s and the evolving pop landscape of the 1960s. Today, it stands as proof of how even chart-topping momentum may fade from view. Number 3, Cathy's Clown by the Everly Brothers. Music makers at the dawn of the decade were exploring new harmonies and production sophistication for pop hits. The song Cathy's Clown by the Everly Brothers captured this innovation, debuting in 1960 with bold vocal layering and a dramatic rhythmic pulse, achieving number 1 on the charts. This single became a benchmark for sibling harmony and inspired legions of later artists. Yet its ubiquitous status faded once British acts and Motown's rise swept radio formats. The track's emotional complexity and haunting feel remain touchstones in retrospectives, but routine airplay is rare today. Its enduring influence is seen in periodic covers and reference points among roots music fans, a reminder of how a hit can linger in collective memory, even as everyday listeners overlook it in favor of bigger anthems from the same legendary duo. Number 2, Only the Lonely, Know the Way I Feel by Roy Orbison.
Only the lonely, though I cry and cry.
Emotional storytelling and high drama were becoming hallmarks of American pop, as classic country elements mixed with rock in the early 1960s.
Only the lonely, know the way I feel.
Only the Lonely, Know the Way I Feel by Roy Orbison blended orchestral grandeur with aching vocals, quickly ascending to number 2 on the charts soon after its release. This single's ambitious production, crafted at RCA's famous Nashville studios, signaled a seismic shift in what top 40 music could express. Despite its unmistakable voice and lush arrangement, the song receded as Orbison's biggest later hits and new soul trends dominated playlists. Today, this track's haunting refrain pops up in film soundtracks and nostalgic compilations, proof that even once dominant ballads can slip quietly into the background of pop history while still striking a chord with attentive listeners. Number 1, The Twist by Chubby Checker. No other single better embodies the surge of communal dance crazes at the dawn of the 1960s than this one. The Twist by Chubby Checker transformed a regional dance into a national sensation within weeks of its release, eventually climbing to number 1 on the charts, not just once, but twice in different years, making music history. The single's straightforward beat and call to dance were tailor-made for parties and teen television shows, yet its later reputation became overshadowed by novelty status and endless remakes. Despite vanishing from modern party set lists, the track's influence echoes with every new viral dance trend. For anyone tracing the roots of American dance culture, this record is an essential chapter, always ready to get listeners back on the floor, even long after its original heyday.